There was lots of shopping that went down. Clyde Rain was going to do some work on the Dreamcatcher with our hard-earned investment monies. Kira locked down the ship and messaged Captain Williams. And so she goes out shopping. She gets some suppressors, rockets, frags, stun grenades,
Is C breaking up really hard for anyone
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Horrendously.
Oh Jesus, that's a big one right there.
Maybe just refresh.
Go.
Oh wow,
That's one of the worst we've had in a while.
That was pretty bad.
that's gotta be right.
Oh,
Maybe water things ruined
oh,
the internet
yeah.
things.
She's still talking.
Overlay spelling correctly then.
I think
Did someone have her on comms leak and then throw her out the airlock?
I think she's realized now.
yeah, but I think,
Has she?
I think
Has
she
she,
stopped talking like 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
But she's just Hangouts is catching up.
or Hangouts.
So I guess I can.
I lost internet completely.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
that was
Hey,
one of the
you're
worst
back.
one of the worst breakups we've had in a while. I mean, internet.
Show.
Fuck.
Show. Show.
Yep. That's what I meant.
Show.
Anyways, lunchtime at the Dreamcatcher. Kira
You're
goes
gonna
back.
need to start the whole thing again. We
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
am.
okay.
I am.
Apologies.
Mr. Interrupty.
No, I'm just
Interrupting goose.
It sounded like you were continuing.
Nope. Kira locks down the ship, messages Williams that she's here while she's waiting for the meetup, goes out and goes shopping, buys herself some suppressors and laser sights and rockets and frag grenades and stun grenades and flash grenades, while everyone else goes out and buys a robot butler and a loader bot, detouring for real food. Demi goes shopping for some armor things, gets some portable shields, defib units, high-tech jacket, and Orson and H talk to Katrina and arrange the upgrades for the Osiris Gypsy. Penfold uses a universal translator and talks about joining us permanently. Negotiates all that kind of stuff with the captain. He is now a member of our crew in official with his own share and everything. Demi goes shopping for space and environment and survival suits for everyone. Get some chargers and for the ship for everybody's little recharge or unit things or whatever. And buy some nanotubes and some EMP missiles, and then we goes shopping with the doc for lollipops. And he gets a Minotaur canister to house them all in. He gets himself some tea from the tea shop. Let's see. And then we also go to a regular pharmacy and buy a bunch of stim packs and other medical gear that the doc needs. Kira meets up with Captain Williams, talks about the VIDs and the ESB. It appears that this Captain Williams is the captain's ex, and they get into a bit of a fight about the videos. And she says that she had seen a girl like that in the frontier, and lots of people died. Orson settles in for some time with Katrina, and H goes on and examines the translator, trying to make her own. And then as a group, we all talk about the videos and upcoming job. Demi revealed her lore ties, and they discussed doing a safe drop with the Republic or trying to disseminate the information to lore in some way, or find ourselves a new organization that is independent of both of those entities to kind of share it out. and get it in the open. And then there's talks of the tea set and the green bank job. Orson makes arrangements with the tea job and the green bank job. So the tea job, we need to go pick up a tea set and deliver it. And the green bank job guy seemed very, very desperate about getting some of those CPU units ASAP. Will pay us 600 units on top of the cost of the gimmicks.
I negotiated both jobs up to 1,000, by the way.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. So it's not 600. It's a grand for
Yeah.
both of them, and I think expenses for the science job.
Yes.
1,000 plus expenses.
Yeah.
I'm correcting that right now. Yes, I do have that. Contacts for the T job, even 1,000, 50-50 each way. Or, yeah. So we're getting paid up front for the T job. Once we pick it up? Are we getting the first half when we pick it up, or before we head out?
I
Do you know?
cannot remember. Rob?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think probably when you pick it up would be fair.
Okay.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. But I think that's fair, to be honest. So, all right.
It's like the first half of the trip.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. So what is everyone doing? Are you getting ready to go?
So, I was going to run those jobs. Basically, that was the last thing that happened in the evening, and I was going to run the jobs past Kira in the morning, considering she was pissed.
Sure.
So, morning comes, and I can run the jobs past her.
Just
Because
before.
we weren't sure whether we were going to wait, like, take the science job now and then come back and get all
Yeah.
the upgrades, or if people just didn't care.
So before morning comes,
Right.
Dimmy, you are.
Is there anything else that anyone else is doing? Anything?
Yeah, I'd like to hide like 50 lollipops at a time, like amongst the ship, just in random ass spots. Just 50 lollipops here,
Sure
50
thing.
lollipops there, 50 lollipops there. Awesome.
You can. Is there anything else before I go on to?
I don't.
Well,
I think
have
it was
time.
relatively late. So
Yeah.
I think I was just gonna go to bed
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Do I have time to do a single mechanic roll on this second universal translator?
You do if you want to have a point of exhaustion tomorrow.
I'll go to bed.
All right. So anyway, Dimmy, you are walking through Zuva Station, heading down towards some of the seedier bars, kind of a place you feel a bit more comfortable. Give me a quick perception check.
A perception check. Okie dokie. Natural 1.
So you eventually kind of descend the stairs and find yourself in a small place. And you head to what is apparently posing as a sort of saloon type bar that maybe was once very trendy, but one of the saloon doors is hanging off and it's a little kind of grubby, but it'll do. You head in, sit down. There's pretty much no one here, except sort of gruff-looking bartender, standing, some ways off, like reading a sort of article or whatever on a cracked data pad. And you see like one guy, kind of leaning back in a booth. He's got sort of this big like wide hat that he's pulled down over his eyes, and he's kind of smoking a cigarette, and you can see there's like an open pack next to him and a very, very full ashtray and like several kind of shot glasses, and you think he's probably been sat there a long time. But you find yourself a seat, have a drink, and maybe another drink, and after maybe an hour You hear the door behind you, the saloon doors, kind of swing open. You turn around or glance over your shoulder and you see 3 figures walking in. They are tall, 2 men and a woman. Though all 3 of them are quite tall, sort of well-built, muscular types. Very like straight back. All of them have short hair shaved at the sides, not unlike your own. They wear these sort of black armored uniforms with the silver eagle of High Tribunal of Law, the HTL, on their chest, and they've got these like kind of black overcoats, and they walk up on like heavy steel-toed boots towards the bar. Kind of like there's that scene where we're looking down the bar and we can see you, and then them kind of come into focus behind you. None of them look down at you, but one of them just kind of nods to the bartender, says 3 whiskeys, and the man begins, like, kind of gives them a funny look, like they look much too clean and sort of well presented to be down here, but he obliges, and they just hand over credit chips, and you can see like they've got the little symbol of HTL on them as well.
Is there a back door to this place that I can see?
Not necessarily a back door. There is like a sort of kitchen closet cleaning area that leads out of this room into another room. So there could be a back door through there, but it's just the saloon doors of this place, as far as you can see, or that kind of way.
Demi's gonna casually finish her drink and try to, as nonchalantly as she can, slip off the stool and like she's heading back towards the restrooms, and then peel off through the side room.
Yeah, and so you take like 2 or 3 steps away, and you hear Legionnaire.
There's probably like, that camera angle of like her shoulders going stiff.
Yeah.
And like straightening up inadvertently. She'll turn around.
You see the kind of taller of the 3 men, very broad of chest, like many times his nose has been broken. He's got this like uber square jaw, perfectly shaved. He kind of crosses his arms over his chest, and he says, "I thought so."
I think you got me mistaken for someone else, friend.
I'll kind of take 2 steps closer. I am not sure that's true.
Do I recognize him?
Make me we'll say history check.
Shit. Demi's dumb as fuck, y'all. Yep, that's like a 5, I think.
You've never seen him.
Yeah. No, a 4. No, 3. It's a minus.
Oh, in that case.
It's like, nah, I'm pretty sure you do. I ain't in the HTL, and kind of see glancing at like his uniform to try and determine rank.
Yeah. At a glance, he seems to be a centurion. And like looking over, you see the other 2 appear to be the same. And he says, well, either way, why don't you come for drinks with us?
Well, I mean, I ain't who you think I am, but I'm the kind of gal that wouldn't turn down free drinks, I suppose. She kind of gives him what she hopes is a disarming grin.
He doesn't look amused, but he says, Thank you. And he'll sort of turn and like motion to the other two and say, "That is Krusic Marvish, and I am Centurion Valdebard Karvich."
I'm gonna need them names in the chat there, DM. Because if you think I'm gonna try and spell those off of phonetically, you crazy. If you put it in the Hangout chat, or
I'll
I
put
can't see
it
it.
in the Facebook.
Okay. I'm the lucky one who can't see Hangout chats today.
There you go. And he will order up another 4 drinks, and the other two just kind of give you like a nod, their eyes kind of emotionless as they look at you. And he says, "What are you doing in a place like this?"
Could ask you the same question. It's not too often that the High Tribunal makes their way into this far into Estron space.
We are on something of an outreach mission.
Outreach with Estron. Didn't think that I'd ever hear the day.
Well, war cannot go on forever.
Well then, y'all celebrating?
No. We were just, well, if we're honest, saw you and thought you seemed a familiar, well, not a familiar face, but you seemed familiar. I suppose we were mistaken. Make me an insight check.
No. Ooh, okay. I think I need to sage my dice or something. That's a 3. I'm gonna switch to a different D20.
You've
You
got your
reckon
recap information if you want.
I think I might should save it. This isn't going too well.
you
You right.
you
It's like,
think
oh no.
yeah. You think you've probably got away with it.
Sure. I mean, well, if you guys are looking for a place to drink, you should head somewhere a lot nicer than this. This is just kind of, you know, we're gonna go someplace special. We should go somewhere a bit closer to the hub. Why don't we finish up around here and then we'll head out somewhere nicer? I know it's a really nice place called the Dreamcatcher.
That sounds like a good plan. And he looks at the others and they nod. Still not saying anything, both just kind of watching you.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit robotic. You've seen that before. And so the 4 of you like slam back your shots. And he will like hold out a hand and say, "After you."
Yeah. Demi will march out the door. Kind of hands in her pockets, and then hopefully on like the way to like the main thoroughfare, gonna keep an eye out for like somewhere that I can dip them.
Yeah, so as soon as you're out the door, you kind of turn like left to head back towards the sort of central hub and the stairs leading up. And you take about 10 steps before you feel him grab you from behind, like hand around your mouth, gun in your back. And he says, "We're going to go for a little walk." And he's going to begin trying to move you down an alley.
Ah, friend, I really wish you hadn't done done that. I thought we were being friendly.
I mean, he's got his hand over your mouth, so.
Oh yeah. So that's just some. My wishing.
Are you
Do
gonna?
I have my guns on me at all, or?
Do you have your guns on you at all?
I mean, I would say yes, but
Then
I'm
sure.
asking the DM. Okay. Then gonna do head like I'm acting like I'm going to comply, but whenever we get close to the alley, gonna try and do that. Is he grabbing a hold of me tight, like real tight?
Pretty tight, yeah. If you like try and do anything, he will grapple you. So
Okay.
like you'll have to make a grapple check to be able to.
Grapple's better than getting shot in the back. As soon as
That's a knife.
as soon as I'm close enough to a wall to try and like do like the kick off of it thing to like kind of use momentum and leverage against him,
All right.
so I can break out of his grip.
Okay. So. I'll need an athletics check from you then, please.
Okay. See, this is why I was saving that saving that inspiration. God, fuck me running. 12.
You got a 13.
Mother bitch.
So.
Hold on. Do I get anything added to my grappling because I'm a brute? Probably not.
I think brute's all about damage.
God damn it. Yep.
So.
Nope.
He.
Can I try again?
He'll like grab you tight.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like pull you sort of against his shoulder, so your neck is like twisted painfully. Take his gun, like shoot you through basically the sort of like underside of your elbow, like just kind of through your upper forearm, and like hold your mouth closed and hold your nose so you can't really scream, and like drag you into the alley.
How much damage did I take?
Oh yes.
Why did you go by yourself?
Because I was gonna go drinking.
You take six
Body
laser damage.
system.
How much?
6 laser.
6 laser. Okay.
Yeah. And they will like kind of drag you down the corridor. You see the sort of other guy is a cat apparently. The other guy kind of like stops at the edge of the alley and like leans against the wall, and you can see he's like holding his kind of hands are in his jacket and clearly on 2 more pistols. And the
Is
woman
he just guarding?
Yeah, he's
guarding the alley?
Yeah. And the woman comes down and she's basically like pulling 2 daggers out of her coat. As you go down, and he'll like kind of like push you down in a sort of what's it called, like a sort of pile of old like broken up sort of barrels and crates. And like,
does he let me go?
not yet. He's kind of
Okay.
holding you down, but he's got the hot barrel of the gun like pressing against your forehead, and it's like hissing a little bit. And he puts and then he like takes it away and kind of puts it over his lips, and is watching you for sign that you'll either comply or not.
Can I actively roll an insight to try and figure out what it is he's wanting? Is he wanting to hurt me, kill me? Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. Okay. It's a little bit better than last time. 12? Like, is he wanting to kill me, or is this just...
He got a natural 20, I'm afraid.
So I don't know what he's...
Yeah, it's at the moment he just, you know, he wants you to be quiet.
Any chance I can roll like a gut feeling check that something's wrong?
Sorry, man, wrong game.
All right.
My lollipop sense is tingling.
It is.
For the night. The doctor vanishes.
Like, my hands are free, though, right?
Yeah.
How close is the chick?
She's like 5-6 feet back.
Demi will just kind of, like, reach and cover, like, the spot in her ribs that he, shot.
Her wrist.
Incidentally, the wrist? I
Yeah.
thought you said near her
It
elbow.
was forearm. Yeah.
Yeah,
kind of.
her forearm.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so she'll just kind of hold that against her chest. Incidentally, we'll put, like, her hand closer to her gun and just kind of, like, stare up at him. With
Yeah.
a what the hell do you want look on her face.
You see him he is like standing up straight and like moving his hand away.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting.
You're staying quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He says, "We know who you are. We know what you did. And you have a lot to answer for. So what is going to happen now? You are going to come with us. And you are going to return to the High Tribunal, where you will face the punishment for your actions and your crimes. Demetra Manius, you are under arrest by all the powers of the High Tribunal, as bestowed upon me under Section 6 of the Tribunal Accords. Do you understand?"
Demi's response is going to be to pull out her stun baton and try to zap him with it.
Okay, roll initiative.
Okay. Yes! There's the rules that I've been wanting. That would be what's my initiative? 21.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than this. You're up first.
Con save DC 15.
Give me a moment to get up my scratch pad. There we go. Con save 15, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That can be arranged. That's a 9.
Okay, so he's how does this how did we settle on the stun batons working?
These...
Stunned until the end of your next turn is how
Yeah.
the monk works.
Okay.
So you yourself can take advantage of it next
yeah.
turn.
Okay.
So
Also, that's one of your attacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
No
Thank you. I'm with you. I'm right there. With you. Okay, so he's stunned. Chick is not quite in my melee range yet, right?
Also, because he failed, he took damage, so you should roll
yes.
the damage for the button.
3 damage.
Cool.
Thank you, Dan. I should probably get out some damage die. These are Ambrosina dice, not from there. And yeah, I'm going to. Can I use the stun baton twice in one round?
It has 2 ammo.
Okay, I'm gonna try and stun the blonde chick with my other attack.
Sure.
It's another con save.
That's going to be a 20 dirty.
Okay, well she's not stunned then, but I'm still gonna try and zoom past her to the other end of the alley.
Take an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Well, alrighty then. Does a 19 hit?
Do I get my 19? I think so. Do I get my brute extra attack for the stun baton or no? Because it's kind of a different kind of weapon.
You can, but you can't use it with the stun baton.
Okay.
So you could punch her.
A 19 does it, yeah.
Okay. You take 5 piercing damage as she just kind of like ducks the baton and just jams a blade like straight into your hip. Imagine you sort of let out like a cry, and the guard at the end kind of turns around and stares at you. And you see he. Oh yeah.
I'm running away from him in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Is there
I see.
another exit to the alley? I'm not
Uh,
gonna run through 3 of them.
yeah, it's the alley keeps going, and you can see that there's a way out, like up the other side of the inn that you're at, or the tavern that you're at. So you can sprint 30 feet down that way.
Okay. Can I break line of sight in that 30 feet?
With him,
at
yes, not with her.
Not with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you guys
then
were kind
that's
of at the corner where they threw you down.
defo. That's something for next round. Then hopefully, I'm going to second wind
Okay.
and try and regain some of that stuff. What is it? 1d10 plus my fighter level. That is 10 HP back because we're level 5, right?
Yeah.
We're level.
I think so.
Okay. 10 back. Okay. That's my turn.
Sure thing.
Bonus, and. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear like a telltale kind of clink, and then another clink behind you, and you see like at your feet, there's like a ding, and you see a grenade land, and for a second your like eyes go wide, and then DC 13
Dex.
con save, please.
Con save. Fuck. Okay. Fuck me. Do I have Indomitable
Not
at this
at level
level?
5, I
Fuck.
don't believe. I
Okay.
think it's like 9. Not sure.
11.
Okay, that's a fail. So you're stunned until the end of your next turn.
Shit.
And you see her. Well, you don't actually see anything, but you hear footsteps, and she kind of comes running up behind you, and like kind of kneels down on your back, like really painfully. It's now your go. You're stunned.
I'm stunned. That's the end of my. To the end of my turn, or?
Yeah, so you're now unstunned, but
Yeah.
it's their turn. She is like pulling out handcuffs, and you hear her like shouting. She's like, "Krusich, Krusich," and you hear the other guy running up behind, who was stunned, who's now unstunned, which was Valbard, and he kind of comes up, and you just hear this like one like a gunshot that just kind of echoes around the room, like not a laser gunshot, like an analog gunshot, and the two of them like look at each other and like hoist you up and like put you in handcuffs.
I don't get to grapple against the handcuffs or anything.
I suppose they have to grapple against you, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that was on a 15 for so long, and then it dropped off.
I have
10.
17 on the die.
Yeah. Okay. So they kind of grab you and like begin trying to force you into the handcuffs, and you are able to kind of, using their own training against them, I imagine you kind of grab one of their arms and sort of pull them around over you so that they're kind of in between you and the other one, and then you're able to kind of wiggle out from under that.
I'm going to use
It's your go.
I'm going to use an action to disengage.
Yeah.
What are the buildings made of?
These buildings are all mostly like metal, like sort of rusted.
Beautiful.
Old.
That's what I wanted to hear. Activating the maglock boots. I'm going to run up the side of the building
Dope.
to get away from them. Going to use an action surge to dash.
Yep. So you're
get
running
all
up
the way
the top of this inn, is
Yep.
it? Yeah.
All the way
Okay.
up.
So it's only a 2-story building, so you're decently high. like at the
Am I up
top.
and over yet?
Yeah, you're on the top.
Okay.
And you've broken line of sight.
Okay. Sweet.
You sort of come to the edge, and you see the like guy kind of standing in the street, big floppy hat, kind of hanging over his head, like a smoking old style hand cannon revolver that that he's holding next to. He looks like a cowboy that he's like holding in the other hand from his cigarette. And the like bloody sort of the pool of blood kind of spreading out from the head of Krusich, who lies just like face down dead in the middle of the street. And he just kind of glances up at you, tips his hat, and then like turns to walk down the alley.
Not entirely sure that you helped me, but thank you. They're going to think that I did that, and is it my go again, or they?
No, it's their go. So they're gonna
Okay.
come running up the alley. See this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't really know what he is, and so they're like shouting for him to get out of the way. But he like, you see him just kind of like stop and level his pistol. Eyes go wide, and what's his name? Valbard takes 2 shots at him. That's a miss. That's a hit for 9 laser damage, and he just kind of like takes one right in the shoulder and like stumbles back. As they're like running down the alley towards the front of the street.
Okay, well now they're shooting at the mysterious stranger that helped me. I could either run for it or help him. Fuck it. I don't know what to do. Are they still like, are they focused on him or on me at this moment?
They're trying to get past him. Definitely like he is an inconvenience in their end goal, which is you. They're very focused on you currently, but they're not exactly sure where you are.
And how is he looking after taking that hit?
He's kind of like leaning back against the wall, like kind of clutching the wound. He's dropped his cigarette. And you see him like kind of pushing
oh no,
himself
it's
back to
serious
his
if
feet.
he's dropped his cigarette.
Yeah.
Damn it, I didn't want to have to shoot them. But Demi's gonna pull out her guns and shoot.
Sure.
This is where the good rolls are. 16 on the hand cannon.
Hits.
$15 points of damage.
Which one is that on? Valbard or
Blondie.
Marnan?
Blondie. The
Okay.
girl.
Yeah.
The girl.
You kill her.
Okay, and then 17 on the die for
Hits.
26 on the other. This one is the machined pistols, so it is actually this many d4s. 9. 14 points of damage.
Oh, you kill him too. You see them. You kind of, I imagine, they like look around, look down at their dead comrade, and then you just kind of like pop up from behind them, one hand pointed at each, and just boom, boom, and they're dead in the street. And you see the like cowboy guy kind of get up, look up at you, sort of like give you a wave to follow him.
Oh, yeah, alright. I'll get down and follow him.
And he'll like lead you through a couple more alleys.
Can I...
Mhm.
I want to like look them over to make sure that they didn't have any kind of data pads that have like Demi's information on, basically.
Yeah, sure. Have a look.
Okay.
Investigation.
Investigation check, or do I just have a look?
Yeah.
Investigation?
Yeah. Just because you're going quickly.
I think it's 10. No, 8 minus 1.
Yeah, with an 8, you do find one of the data pads, but it's like password locked.
I bet the H can take care of that. I'll tuck it away. And then I'll take off after him, I guess.
Sure thing. And he will kind of like lead you through a few alleys, and sort of eventually you get to this like weird kind of fire escape rusty stair looking thing, and he begins to climb it. You can hear his breaths flagging a bit, but at the top he like looks around, unlocks a door, leads you into a pretty shabby apartment, like locks it up behind you, takes his hat off and like puts it on a coat rack by the door. You see like inside there's a couple like those really old but really comfy like squashy couches. It's sort of a shitty like what's the word, studio apartment. Like there's a kind of kitchen dining area off to one side, and you can see his bed like tucked around a corner, unmade, and kind of like you see like there's a couple just like guns and stuff laying out on it. And he'll just kind of turn to you. You see now he's got like unkept stubble, kind of like shoulder length hair. It's like his beard is sort of prematurely flecked with a couple grey hairs, though if you had to guess, he looks to be like late 20s, maybe early 30s. Like a little bit of a tan, and just kind of looks very out of time a little bit. Like his clothes are not the sort of sleek modern style that most other people wear. He kind of reminds you of Orson a little bit. He's got like some of the old world feel to him. And he says, well, you got yourself in a spot of bother.
I guess I have to thank you for helping me. Although was hoping not to kill them. That just sort of brings more of them. A bit like kicking a beehive.
Yeah, well, I don't think you got much to worry about that per se. That bartender's something of a clam when it comes to his mouth. Hard to open.
Yes, I got the impression. What is your name?
Me? Jared Kincaid. You know, hold out a hand to you.
What was that?
Jared Kincaid. It's the most cowboy name I could think of.
Yeah. I'm Demi, and Demi will shake his hand.
Good to meet you. I'd ask if you want something to eat, but well, I don't have anything. But kind of shrugs. You can lay low here if you need, or head out, whatever you want. And you see him like kind of chucks his coat over the back of one of the couches and like goes over to the kitchen, and, like picks up an empty bottle of some brown alcoholic liquid and brings it back into the sofa area and like sits down, feet up on a coffee table, lights a cigarette.
How's your shoulder?
It's fine. He like shakes the bottle. Got my medicine.
Right. Well, I appreciate the assistance. And Demi kind of gives him a once over.
You with the tribunal?
Not anymore.
But you were, right?
How much exactly did you hear?
All of it.
I was at one point, yes.
Why'd you leave?
They asked me to kill someone that I did not wish to kill. They don't like it when you don't follow orders.
Yeah. Well, that's as good a reason as any, I suppose. But, well, you ever need a place to crash here? You know where I live.
She gives, like, a nod. I appreciate it, but I think I need to get back to where I belong. She kind of hesitates a bit because, like, there's part of her that's worried about taking this back to the gypsy. If perhaps I will have a chance to thank you properly sometime.
I like a Moldavian bourbon. None of the filtered shit. Gives you a grin.
Noted. And Demi will kind of like hesitate at the door and then turn back and give him like a look and be like, well, maybe I could lay low for an hour or two and head back over to take the whiskey from him.
He chuckles. He says, well, that sounds just fine to me. And we'll skip ahead to the next morning. Demi, you eventually, how long are you gonna stay there for? All night, or are you gonna leave after an hour or two, like you said?
Going to leave after an hour or two,
Okay.
like I said.
So it's probably getting to be like early hours of the morning when you arrive back at the ship. And you see like pretty much everyone's asleep at this point. Penfold is like kind of walking along a corridor when you arrive. You see him jump and he drops like a whole shitload of lollies that he had been following exactly where the doctor was hiding them, and begins like scrabbling to pick them up. And you kind of like head back into your room. You're in a reasonable amount of pain. Your arm is real bad. Like a large kind of gouge out of that. Maybe patched up with some kind of fabric while you're staying at Jared's. Bit of an old shirt or something.
I do have some of that seafoam stuff.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah.
So yeah, seafoam and wrap,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. So you would have been able to patch yourself up reasonably then. Imagine you just sort of fall into bed.
No, actually,
No?
at like what time of day is it right now?
It's probably like 2 a.m.
I'm gonna go find H.
I assume she's in her bed. Liam.
Hey Liam, that's you.
Character you play.
She's sleeping. She's all wrapped up cozy in her wings.
Demi's gonna knock on your door.
Please go away. No.
I kind of need you, H.
What? Oh. She like puts her hand on like the the counter, and she like her wings open up. She puts her hand on the counter. She's like, "Oh, we're on the. Give me a sec." She gets up, gets dressed, and opens the door. You alright, Dimmy?
Not especially. I need you to take a look at something for me.
Of course. You
And
come in, or is this a workshop thing?
well, I don't know. You're the expert, and I'm gonna hand her the data pad.
Look at the data pad.
I need you to tell me how fucked I am.
Okay. I'll give it a look over.
All right, make me a mechanics or a systems check.
Yeah, it's this. Oh, I missed my tower. Oh, it wasn't that. That is a 17.
17.
17.
You are able to crack the code after a couple minutes. It's pretty
Who the hell
low
makes
level
that password
security.
password?
And you look in, and the first thing that pops up is like a file open with a slightly younger looking Dimmy in black and silver uniform with like a black and silver kind of beret, looking very kind of severe, and you see like the name what did I call you? Demetra something? Sorry.
Manius.
Manius, that's the one. Yeah. You see the name Demetra Manius across the top. Legionnaire. And then you see like there's a few like kind of redacted lines. And then you see wanted, refusal, and desertion.
I'm with that role. I'm not able to like retrieve what the data that was expunged. Was I?
How do you mean?
Redacted lines, I presume.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. No, it's like it's like a scanned file. Like it's
Oh, I see. Oh,
They
right. Okay.
they
Yeah.
were given
they
were given
sharpied
something
it.
redacted.
Yeah, they
so-
sharpied it and then got sent a photo.
They faxed it to him.
Yeah, like the tribunal is very like worried about data safety and hacking and that sort of thing. So a lot of stuff is on paper, and like their agents and soldiers are only ever given the exact information they need. You know.
Okay.
Or Dimmy would know. I don't know if H knows. But
Yeah.
You were a soldier.
Yeah. Are
They
they?
kind of have to like keep the smile from growing on her face because this is like a justification for all the beliefs she's had that women can kind of do whatever they want. They can be fighters. They can do all this stuff, but she has to like kind of keep it down because obviously this is frightening.
Not the
Jimmy.
takeaway. Not the takeaway. You should be taken.
I know.
But yeah.
Like, it says here, wanted for desertion and the other thing that Rob said.
refusal.
Refusal.
Refusal and desertion.
They say anything about me being here on Estron Station?
You don't see anything on this notice.
Does it say here? It could be one of these black marks here. Assuming that that's some information that's been removed, or it's just not on here. There's nothing here that tells.
Yeah. So H, when you kind of
are here, basically.
when you're looking at the file, you sort of like, press the back button or whatever, and you see that it's they've like looked at, or they've basically gone through like a central kind of document system to basically come to like the wanted section and have picked one. So you're not sure it's necessarily they were hunting her, and maybe
like,
more they spotted her and
may
was
have
like, oh, I
seen
swear I've
somewhere
seen that face on a
around
wanted
Suva.
poster.
They may have seen you around Zuva and then wanted to double check that you were you. Judging by the fact that they went at the wanted section first, so they maybe thought, oh, let's Is that the woman we're looking for? Boop. And there you are.
Okay. Good. That's good. Means that ship wasn't here because they knew I was here. It was just an accident.
An unfortunate one, by the sounds of it. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Demi says, like plucking the data pad out of your hand, and you might catch.
Insight. Insight. Insight.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
fine.
that's only an
Oh.
8.
What is with these fucking rolls? I'm rolling like you.
Amazing.
Go to a guy for help, insult him in the middle of the night.
Right?
That's 7. Yeah, you get
Oh, gee.
Demi is a little shaken, and I don't know if you might catch on to the fact that she said they were looking for me, and she hasn't elaborated on who they were or what happened.
Is she still like bandaged up? And are the bandages visible?
So,
She
Well,
would
I
have
can.
taken like her armor off to tend to that
Mhm.
whenever she got back.
Timmy, you don't have to lie to me. Those wounds are new. And you also said they were hunting you, and you haven't said who they are.
Just ran into the wrong people whenever I was out drinking. I saw the ship. I should have known better, but I figured Zuva Station was big enough. I wasn't careful. I should have been careful.
Well, we're probably heading out of here soon anyway, so I guess just stay low, keep this close to your chest, and just be careful.
Yeah. Thanks for this. She says, like kind of shaking the pad. I'm gonna let you get back to sleep. I'm gonna try and get some myself.
I'm up now. I might as well just build something. But yes, you go rest, please.
Right. Now Demi will go crash.
all right.
And now that he's up, she's gonna go fiddle with that universal translator I mentioned earlier.
Okay. Make me a con. Fuck it, we'll call it a save. Make me a con save.
She slept till 2.
I was.
She's fine.
That's
She
why
got
she's
some
that's
rest.
why she's getting a con save rather than just, you know.
But it's me, Rob.
That's
We
what I'm
believe in
pointing at.
you.
I don't. 14.
Yeah, you're fine. No point of
Okay.
exhaustion.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Now mechanics.
Sure.
That's better. 22. No, 23.
You are able to make another universal translator.
Get in. That's Penfold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it on like a collar, maybe, or like a little necklace for him.
It's gonna look like my one looks like a microphone. His one looks more like the stick he was using earlier.
Nice.
Ideally.
Before Demi falls asleep, she's gonna like kind of flip through what she can on that data pad.
Okay, make me a quick investigation check.
Do I have advantage for knowing the system? Okay. Come on, baby. I'll get in, as Liam would say. That's much better. It's 19 on the die for an 18.
18. You do find one thing. And it's such an innocuous thing that you almost didn't notice it. Which is, you see a sort of, in the kind of email messaging type system, you see a sort of unit or legion wide message from a Draconarius Casal, and you'd know Draconarius is like in the top 5 of highest ranks available. And it's just, something stupid about like the schedule for upcoming ship movements. But yeah, something about the name sticks out to you.
Demi, ever like any kind of like fleet-wide personnel files?
Like a database, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can access that.
Yeah.
Are you going to look for that name or something else?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it who she thinks it is?
It is. You see that in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, they've pretty much been promoted like every year. Like very, very rapid, sort of being rushed to the top a little bit. You see they've just been laden down with medals.
Demi will think, good for him, and then go to sleep.
All right. So, next morning, you all wake. Everyone feeling mostly all right, except maybe Demi, still in a fair bit of pain. The day is yours.
Demi will find the captain first thing after she wakes up. Not necessarily first thing in the morning because it's whenever Demi wakes up. So
Yeah. Jade, that's you.
Yeah, if it's not like immediately in the morning, she's probably down in like whatever like common galley we have, kind of like
Yeah.
Okay.
nursing a cup of coffee or whatever.
Is anyone else there?
Up to them.
Age probably would be.
Okay.
Giving Penfold the universal translator she built for him.
Orson there too?
I mean, I usually cook breakfast, and I
Yeah.
had to talk to the captain about the job, so
Yeah.
probably.
Okay.
Oh
Oh no.
It's like a
So yeah, Demi's gonna be looking for the captain, finds her in the common room with like everybody. And has Orson had the job talk yet? Should we have it first? Or was he waiting?
Job talk.
Yeah, let's do job talk and then Demi can roll in.
Okay. Do you want to be there for the job talk or not? Like,
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Sorry.
he's midway through serving whatever he's made. Omelets, some
Sounds-
description.
Sounds good.
French style omelets.
Frontier style omelets, which is
Ooh.
probably a lot cruder than French because they don't have bain maries and cooking things in multiple vessels.
I just wanted to see how. I wanted to get the lay of how fancy Orson's omelets were.
How fancy do I?
I mean,
have
he
to
didn't
be?
go to culinary school. He grew up on a ranch. He just cooks food.
Yeah.
He's just good at it. But he's not had formal French training.
I love
Damn
him.
it! I need to be a pilot.
I mean, he's not had formal pilot training either, but
Yeah.
nothing
well,
about him's formal. So he's dishing out and does Kay seem in a slightly better mood?
Probably a little harder to read, a little bit more stoic. definitely hungover.
So, Captain,
Mm-hmm.
as he like pushes eggs onto plate, got those jobs sorted.
Good.
It's going to be 1K credits each,
That
and
was more than what they were asking for,
it
right?
was. And you get like a flash of a grin.
Nicely done.
Thank you, thank you. The tea set thing, we go there, we pick it up. It absolutely cannot be broken under any means, otherwise someone loses a kidney, a liver, spleen. I can't remember, a body part. Someone, I think she was joking, but pretty high-strung boss. Something about a family heirloom. Anyway, yeah, needs to be in tip-top condition. Beyond that, all good.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a super hurry. Whereas the other job, that Greenbank job that was up like weeks ago, still up now,
Mm-hmm.
uh, he s- seems to real need those capacitors, whatever it was he was after, because sounds like hell over there. Something, I don't know, he was like bleeding from places and swearing a lot and generally not a lot of chill. Seemed nice though. Just seemed to genuinely really want the things that he wanted like 3 weeks ago. I can't remember if he mentioned something containing something, maybe. I don't know. He kind of like scratches his head with like the handle of the spatula or something. Uh,
He should have
but
flagged it as urgent. Why the hell didn't he flag it as urgent?
I don't know if it wasn't at the time, but it really is now because he was
It wasn't
hoping we
flagged when I
could.
picked it up.
Uh, he really wants it like as quickly as possible, like now. And I said like it would take us days to get there. I think it's about 2 days on the loop and then 2 days from there to Greenbank. He seemed to be okay with that, willing to pay more, and he's paying for the thing itself. So like no expenses or expenses on that paid for that one.
Are we in any condition to lift off right now? We're not. Half
I
the
think
ship guts aren't on the in the landing bay, are they?
No, pretty much everything's completed at this point. This is around the time I think you were prepared to go.
uh,
Or is it
this
a
was
couple
halfway
days left?
through
Yeah,
the
yeah,
top.
okay.
This was halfway through 11 of 23 days, and
That's
we've
right.
got the fuel eco filter, the reinforced hull, anti-hacking, biometric locks, reinforced doors, auto-targeting signal recorder, submarine reinforcements, robo butler, and loader bot. To go, upgrade sensors, advanced medbay, jail, armory, advanced workshop. So, like,
You've got the important
a
ones.
bunch of the stuff
Yeah.
is done, and it's all tidied away, squared away, as far as I know. We've got kind of like the auxiliary things left,
All right. Well,
but like we could be there and back in 8 days, maybe.
does Kay have anything else she can work on in the meantime? I don't want to be taking money out of her pocket if she'd set aside a bunch of time for us.
Oh, she's always got clients. A lot of people come in and out of Zuva, so should be able to pick something up.
No. Where is that tea set? Should we leave that off until we get finished, or can we get that on the way?
Oh, I have to go back to the TZ detail. It isn't here, right, Rob? We
It's
go
in the
somewhere, pick it
Syrian
up from somewhere
colonies.
else,
Yeah. So
and then go to
that
somewhere
could
else.
be on the
Yeah.
way. Problem is, you
Time.
We
don't
could
know.
get it on the way back, I think, because if we're heading up to the Green Bank for
Yeah.
capacitors, we could go do the capacitors, pick up the T set on the way back, and then bring the T set back to Zuva or wherever it is we're supposed to take it.
Yeah. So the Virium nanofuses you need for the Green Bank.
Nanofusers, sorry.
Yeah. You need
They're
to.
here.
You can probably get them here.
Okay.
It's more something H would know about. They're like relatively common in sort of robotics type projects. So like your
We-
robots would be full of them. They're pretty expensive, but yeah, definitely like something you can get here. Um, but like the tea set, yeah, you have to go to a planet called Cantus in the Syrian colonies, which will likely be, you know, and then you don't know what's ahead. So if you break the tea set, you know, you lose out. So it might be worth getting it on the way back or something. Up to you.
So nanofusers first, and then the T set, and then back to Zuva to finish up the retrofit.
It is it's coming the T set's coming back to the Zuva station, right?
No, the tea
No.
set needs to go up pretty near the green bank. So you
Oh,
could like probably the most efficient way to do it would be to
pick
go
up the T set.
buy the nanofuses here, go to the tea set, go drop off
The T
the
set.
tea set, and then go
Was
to
it
the dude.
Atreus or something?
Oh,
Uh,
Altair, that's
Altair,
right.
yeah. But the problem with that is you are spending a lot of time, because that whole trip would probably take a good 2 weeks.
Oh,
So, do we want to take the 2 weeks, or do we want to take the just do the nanofusers and come back and get the T set once everything's finished?
I think kind of sort the nanofuses out. I probably wouldn't, if we want to, do a good job. Probably wouldn't take the T set anywhere near whatever is happening to that doctor because look real bad.
All right.
and and honestly, I wouldn't mind the time away from Zuva station. Uh, Gotten a bit of a scuffle last night.
You got into another bar fight?
A little bit more than that, and she'll hand over the data pad that has like her wanted information pulled up. I got spotted. I ain't got no information about me being on the station or, you know, my associations with y'all. And I made sure I wasn't followed whenever I came back in. I was pretty late, but I don't think I should be showing my face out there on Zufa while the lower cruiser's out there.
So,
If you want me off the ship, ma'am, that's fine. I understand. I didn't mean to bring trouble to you and yours.
I just find it interesting that you reveal your old uh, allegiances, I guess you could say, and probably not what 4 or 5 hours later this happens.
What you trying to say, ma'am?
I'm uh I'm just trying to put the timing together given the circumstances.
Coincidence, I would think, ma'am. It's not like I planned on getting spotted by no one
I mean,
or
not 12
recognized. It's not. I haven't ever been recognized before.
not 12 hours ago you were trying to talk me into letting you find a contact in lower space to give this information to.
And I did mention that I did not know what my reception or welcome would be. And after last night, I have a feeling that it wouldn't be nice.
You couldn't have mentioned you didn't know what your reception was because you were a wanted criminal?
I mean, desertion isn't exactly hardened criminal, ma'am.
Depends
But
on
if
who
you want to
you
see it
ask.
as Demi doesn't have an answer to that.
So what's to say you weren't trying to make contact with a lore agent and it went sideways? And now
You
you've come into me with your tail between your legs and a data pad.
believe what you want, ma'am, but there's probably a bit of a hubbub about 3 dead High Tribunal lore legionnaires out behind a shitty dive bar. If I was gonna make contact just to get a data pad to bring, like, some sad sob story to you, there wouldn't be no dead Lorens. Probably look it up if you want to, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't think that's needed.
I didn't kill the first one. I was
But you killed the others?
had some stranger stick his head out for me, and they turned on him, and it wouldn't have been right to leave him to deal with my mess. I was just trying to run. They had other ideas, she says, like showing the hole in her arm. You want me gone, ma'am?
No.
Demi, like, visibly relaxes.
But I will airlock you the first time those lore fuckers come snooping around my ship.
Understood, ma'am.
Because if you brought anything down on me or this crew, I will shoot you myself.
Well, I guess we'll have to, whenever someone comes tumbling down upon us, we'll have to make sure we'll ask them what exactly it was that brought them to our door. If it was, the fact that we turned over a pirate queen to some criminal organization, or, there was the whole dealing with criminals thing, and then there's the whole ESB secret file thing, and now there's this.
Kira stands up and takes a step towards her.
Just saying.
I don't understand why you think it's all right for you to be so flippant right now. Nobody else on this ship has brought anything like you have right now, or the potential.
That's a matter of opinion, ma'am.
You got a problem? With how I'm running things here?
No, ma'am. Just don't forget that I ain't the only one that has been bringing trouble.
You know what? I think it's time we all remembered Who is in charge here? This is my ship. Everything goes through me. You got a problem with it? There's the fucking door. We've got one job and one job only, and that's to make as much money as we possibly can. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns about how we're going to be doing things from now on? Because let me tell you something. You're all welcome to leave. But I can guarantee you, you will not find a berth on another boat with a captain that has put as much money in your pockets as I have in the last week. True story? Now, Demi, you need to let me know if you see any more of those lore fuckers messing around. Alright?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we've got plenty of secrets that they could be snooping for. And I don't want to mess with them. H? Take the dock and go get those nanofusers. Orson, I want to be ready to go as soon as they're back. And she turns around.
You go.
I was going to say she turns around and walks away.
Orson is there, like, with the pan of eggs and, like, the spatula spoon thing and, like, the kiss me I'm the cook kind of apron or something. Like, on over with the stylish coat on or something. And he just, like, puts it down in front of Demi, as she's probably the only one who hasn't had breakfast. And he just, like, leans in real close, just, like, beside her. You don't think they spotted you going into K's, do you?
And she kind of
It's not
looks
like
up at him.
accusatory or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
It's more worried.
Yeah, she just kind of looks up at him and uh she's not hiding her emotions too well at the moment. And she kind of looks up at him and says, I I don't think so. I think they caught sight of me whenever I was heading out for a drink.
You hear him like kind of breathe, almost relief, because he can't be entirely sure. And then he'll like just put a hand. He's still like not entirely like on your level or looking down at you or anything like that. But he just like puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Glad you're okay. I've got to go call Gay." And like turns, and like there's one fluid motion, and the apron kind of like comes off onto a chair or something, and he's basically gonna go call Gay in a second.
All right. What is the content of that call?
He is going to say to her, "Gotta pop out, quick trip. We'll be back for the rest of the upgrades. We all good to go? Like, just to like double check that everything is squared away. I'm sure he can system diagnostic it as well, and then just go, because he's not going to bring up law, because I don't want any message with that brought up on this station in case they're scrubbing for it or something. He's just going to say, stay safe, or like be safe or something, which is like something he might not like. He would say phrase the be safe in a way that he wouldn't normally put it, so she would know to be on guard, like more than just
Yeah.
a regular
It's
message.
like a watch your back type scenario.
Yes.
Sure, you get back something to the effect of, "You're all good to go. I will." But it's very brief. H and Guts.
I was saying, I think I might have been muted or unable. You were unable to hear me or something. I was asking, could H hear that conversation between Orson and Dimmy, or was it quiet enough that she wouldn't have?
He wasn't super like conspiratorially whispering it, so no, you probably could have heard. He was just being more intimate in that
Got
moment.
it. Would K have carbon nanofilters? The ones that we're looking for?
No, probably not.
Okay.
They're more for like your
Nanofusers.
Nanofusers, thank you.
nanofuses. They're more of a sort of like large kind of heavy robotic machinery type thing, like more used in like construction and that kind of stuff, or like for construction robots. So something you're familiar
H
with,
is nowhere
but
to go,
probably
yeah?
not something
Yeah.
you just carry. Like you'd want them
Okay.
for a specific project.
Regardless, H is gonna take the dock and not go in past, like, go into the shop, but at least walk past Kay's place, so she
Yeah.
can kind of see if there's any lower people scouting around out there, just to put Dimmy's mind at more ease when she gets back, or to confirm any thoughts that Orson might have.
Yeah. You walk past. You don't see anyone. As you leave, there was a kind of big sort of sleek black ship, with the sort of eagle of HTL on it, and you see it looks like completely dark. Like no one moving around it, no one working on it or anything. But yeah, you get to a shop, like a kind of robotics type place. And do you want to just, for the sake of brevity, do you want to just make me a quick persuasion check to see how cheap you can get them for?
Sure can. I need to check how much my perception is. That is a 9.
A 9. All right. The lowest the guy is willing to go is 750 units.
Let me just get my coin out. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
700 what?
750.
750, thank you.
How many are you getting?
How many do we need?
That would be for like one set, which is what you've been asked to deliver.
I thought he said as many as you can.
He might have said that, but like one set is 750 units worth is more.
You
than
said our
enough.
robots run off it, right?
Well, your
Similar
robots.
technology, I think.
Yeah, like these are like it's the difference between like car wheels and tank treads. These are the robotics equivalent. Kind of like very big. Guts would probably have to carry them. They're like these big kind of motherboards.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Surrounded by these like thick metal.
Would Guts be able to carry a second set?
Yeah. It's
Cool.
like carrying a
I'll carry
tent,
another set.
but like a real heavy tent. But it's about that sort
Okay.
of size. Yeah.
Basically, just so that H has it, so that if something really strikes her and she's like, "Oh, I can just have these,"
Yeah.
or she can take them apart and use them for something else. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure.
Just to have.
Like you
Okay.
could make like a giant kind of digger robot type thing with these, or something, something big. But you return, and the gypsy is ready to take off. And so we have that.
Can I?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
While they were like out doing their thing, could I take a look for the news about what happened, just to see what's getting reported?
Yeah. You like glance at it, not on sort of the main story. You just see that it's basically being given like 2 lines, on some article where it's like another mess or another shootout in the lower decks. 3 dead, culprit unknown. You kind of get the tone that it's like people die down there all the time.
Okay, so there's not like any extra hubbub about them being military from lore.
It doesn't mention where they're from, who they are, or
Okay.
what they're wearing.
Good.
And as we get that sort of swelling music, ship taking off cutscene, we'll take a quick break.
Uh-oh.
Been
Oh, that timing was perfect because I just finished my can of Iron Brew.
perfect. It's been an intense first half of a session.
Why?
But this has been my favourite one so far, so I think that says what it says. Except, obviously, all the times I got to play what's his face with the Niturium too.
Gourd.
Gord, he's the best.
So like most of the previous sessions.
Yeah, this is actually one of my least favourite sessions so far.
Due to the lack of gold.
Yeah. Or what do you think is the lack of gold?
Yeah, I was
Is
trying
it
to
gold in
figure
a cowboy hat? Is that who saved her?
out.
Naterium blaster.
Like I was legitimately trying to figure out like if this was like okay, this is like a cutscene situation. I need to let Demi get caught, or if this was a like oh they're gonna kill her if I.
It was you gotta go either way.
Yeah.
They could
Before
have.
we take off too, out of the station, I'd like to do my little med check. I always do if I can. That'd be great.
And then
That depends on who's willing to be subject to it.
I feel like there's a lot of tension. I feel like it's not the wisest thing. To be fair, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's guts. So is he gonna insist?
Oh yeah, I mean I do it every single time we leave somewhere. Can't be bringing diseases and stuff.
captain's door's locked.
Captain is real sensitive about like.
All right, fuck me then. I'm not the doctor for the rest of the day. And I'll go into
Oh
my
my.
quarters.
I think Andrew, everyone was on break. So if you want to do that, maybe try again after we're all back.
Once everyone's back.
Oh no. It's super quiet.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of creepy.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome super creepy hangout.
Welcome to ASMR.
I'm gonna roll a d20 now. That's an 8.
You need like to do something with your dice.
That's a 13.
I'm gonna roll a d20 now.
That's a 6.
So did mine. That was crazy.
That's a 10.
That's a 7. Oh god, that fell out of the floor. That's on the floor.
12.
We're rolling dice.
We're ASMR rolling dice, which means we whisper the results. That's a 17.
That's a 15.
That's a 7 again. That's an 18.
Jade, I'm not sure if you're aware, but your overlay is incorrectly spelled again.
God, motherfucking! I need to save. That's what I need to do. I need to fucking save. I could have swore I saved it.
Do you use XSplit still, or is it
Yes.
OBS?
No, I'm not gonna do what the cool kids do. I think I sometimes, if I am rushed to get down to a game or something like that, if I have it open, I won't save it.
Mm.
Yes.
Well, I much prefer the outcome where Kira's just mad at Demi again to Demi being arrested and y'all not knowing what happened to her.
I'm just gonna bring up one thing which I didn't want to say through the entire thing. Don't we all have comms? Couldn't you have
Yeah,
just
I know. I was
SOS?
the whole thing. I was just like, come
I
on.
was like, Austin could run real quick. He'll find
Well,
you.
she's like, I kind of like put my hand near my, and she's like, my gun, and I was like, oh, she didn't say
Aw.
comms.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, I knew you had, but I didn't want to ruin the scene and go,
It
comms?
would cut a lot of the
I knew
tension
it
out
was
of
a high stress thing, which is why I was reminding you, you did some damage there. You couldn't attack again because I was trying to help you through it, but I didn't
Thank
want to
you.
like change the scene entirely.
Yeah.
Look, it's
So-
what I was gonna do if the dude hadn't shown up, and like I almost got to do this was just break line of sight, pull up the hood, and then hide and stealth and get away from them that way. I wasn't planning on shooting them because if I was gonna shoot him, I would have pulled my gun on him, not the stun baton. But
Mhm.
you know, I don't feel like I needed to kill them to get away from them, and I feel really bad that had to happen.
I would have left the cowboy to him.
I
There is
know,
such a
but
hard,
that's.
I love it.
But it's like one of Demi's things.
I mean, I feel that's very frontier behavior. Like someone sticks your neck out, you
Mm-hmm.
stick yours out. So like,
Mm-hmm.
and he sounded like he was operating like Orson. So Orson probably would have, apart from with punches instead of guns, done a similar thing. He wouldn't have left that guy hanging because
Okay, that does make me
that's
feel.
just that's real shit. Like he would have been. I think he is happy with more with how things are now than if you'd left that guy in the shit. Like he'd
Yeah.
be more pissed.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that, so because I think like I can't seem to find.
Even though killing
Where?
them is obviously the worst move ever.
Yeah, I
And it's
didn't
not
want
going to help
to.
at all. I know.
I didn't want to. I was because I metal building. Fuck yes, because I was all like trying to.
That was
I was
badass,
either gonna.
David.
I was gonna either grappling hook Batman away, or I was gonna maglock, depending on what the thing was, and because it was metal, I didn't have. I could dash again because my ashen charge.
Yarg.
I didn't.
Although, I mean, killing them probably was the smart thing to do.
Sure.
Maybe.
'Cause now they
I
can
mean,
go
it
back and
certainly
be like,
like
"Oh,
sets
hey."
them back to square one to an extent. But,
Yeah. I mean, that depends on whether or not they like reported her sighting to anyone,
Yeah.
and that's something she doesn't know now. But because like if they hadn't reported her sighting, then yes, it's the best outcome. that could have happened. But if they had reported her sighting, that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love being the DM.
Because you
just-
know what happened before.
I mean, I pretend to know.
Yep. I don't know if you heard, but I was
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
I was
He's been
like,
lurking the whole
I
time.
didn't want to kill them.
Yeah, but I wanted you to kill them, and you don't have any power. So,
Oh,
I mean, obviously.
I do much prefer killing them to the alternative of her being caught and y'all not knowing what happened to her or finding out what happened to her and being all like the real paranoid captain thinking that she's doing it on purpose or that she did it on purpose.
I mean,
Because that's
Well,
what would
then-
happen. Apparently, the captain wouldn't like try and save Demi. She'd think that she was doing it on purpose to try and get the file out of them.
I don't know how that would have went down.
Mm.
That would have been real.
It's just like a 2-hour solo Orson run through the law tribunal ship, trying to find you while shadow magicked, and trying to get you out.
I'm glad to know that Orson would care.
Oh, I was ready. If Kira kicked you off the ship, I was ready to go with you.
Oof,
Duh.
big nose. I don't know if he would have completely disobeyed Kira's orders. He might have gone and done it, and then just like set you free into the superstation or something. Not brought you back to the ship, but if she didn't want you there, he's not going to act out against her.
That loyalty, bro.
Oh yeah. Someone
You're
has to
free
be.
now. Here's a box of your things.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, Demi's got no problem with Kira. She just doesn't like it when she gets blamed for everything.
See, everything was great until you got flippant.
Mm.
And then she went,
Yeah,
oh, hell no.
yeah,
Ain't
because
no flipping on my ship.
yeah, because Demi wasn't about to take the blame for shit coming down on our heads about like Zella and the stuff because you told someone who was military about it, but like you're not like considering the possibility that somebody might come down on our heads from your ex's side.
There's a bit of a different relationship there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
So, princess, want to run away together yet?
Anyways,
We're the
so
ones who can fly. To an
the,
extent.
so
Yeah,
the
black.
doc wanted to do his
Oh.
his exams before we took off.
Not want, need.
Need. Okay. You're not going to get anything out of the captain, apparently. If you go asking for Demi, she'll comply.
It will
But I don't know
comply.
about the others. Yeah.
Oh, do you have cough?
Who are you asking first?
You?
Nah.
No cough. Okay. Any sniffles?
No.
Okay, I have new thing. And he pulls out his rubber hand. Okay, just going to whap.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna whap your knees. Oh
Thank-
yeah, good. Yep, doing it just how the video shows. All right, pretty good. All right, have a lolly.
How?
Hey, did you want to take a look at this first? And she holds out her arm that still has the bullet hole in it.
Oh Jesus, what happened?
I got shot, Doc.
When that happened?
About midnight?
Where was your booty?
My what?
Your booty?
My what?
Your booty.
I
You can
didn't
keep
have.
saying it, Andrew, but no one knows what you're on.
I
I
will.
I didn't have a buddy.
Oh, where's that booty?
Uh,
If you need one, I can always go. I don't drink or whatnot, but I'm usually have free time. Where's my booty?
But buddy, we don't
Yeah,
usually do the buddy system, my guy. But
I'm not saying it's needed, but if you want one, I'm available.
I actually, I wasn't really feeling too social last night. Um,
And I get out the clamps for the bullet.
ah, okay.
It was a laser, just saying. She said bullet hole, but it was a
Oh,
laser.
it's a laser. It's just a burn. It's a real nasty burn. You don't know clamps needed for a burn.
No clamps?
Doc. No clamp. No clamp.
Oh, okay.
Even anti-burn clamp, and he pulls out a different clamp that has like ointment on it.
not the class.
You're not supposed to pinch burns. Ah!
All right, bullet wound all taken care of. Unless I need to do a medicine check or something like that.
It's healing because she had the spray, so it is healing. But maybe a little bit accelerated thanks to you.
All right, everything's looking good. Let me know if you need anything. You seem fine. Here's Lolly.
Thanks, Doc. And I'll send an H.
Okay, you have cough.
All right, we're not playing
No?
this out for everyone, so.
Of course,
I don't-
As long as everyone's good, no one's
She
having
gets dinged with a hammer and her wings sort of go.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a lolly.
All right.
Except the captain, who I'm assuming still refuses to come out of her room.
Has anyone tried a horse fruit lolly yet?
Yeah.
I
think
mean,
I had one. No, I had
I'm letting them kind of pick one out randomly.
Yeah.
So,
What is it, a D6?
Yeah.
I got a 1.
I just know horse fruit and the other shit one were 5 and 6, so you have a good flavor. Think pineapple.
Okay.
Can I
I think that's
actively
what I got
choose
last
the
time.
horse fruit?
You can get one of the horse fruit. It tastes like cucumber.
Oh,
It's
I'm
kind
not
of
sure if it
vegan,
tastes like cucumber.
vegan tasting.
I really want one now, though.
Actually, yeah. Like, you
It's
reckon
just
it'd be
kinda like,
real good if you used it to like stir a gin and tonic?
Not really my thing.
But yes, you are able to set off after the doctor is finally finished.
I'm just gonna say what Orson says when lifting off this time is act casual, and he's just gonna fly real casual.
Emmy's gonna check and see if she can still access the datapad stuff just to see if her file is updated, like if it's live.
It's not. No, there's no change. Like it's
Okay.
a scanned paper document.
Oh, okay.
So like
That was
unless
a
they.
thought that H had. Would she be
Okay.
able to delete the file from the database? But I assume not.
Not remotely, probably. Right?
It would have to be in the tribunal like core database.
You'd more
So-
be dealing with the symptom than the actual cause,
Yeah.
I think, if it's just a photocopy.
Yeah. So
thing.
you can delete the digital copy, which is probably actually a pretty good thing, considering that will mean that if anyone like searches her name, that won't come up.
And that's a server-wide thing. That's not just on this individual database.
Yeah, you can, because basically what I rolled for was to see whether or not a Centurion would have the clearance for something like that. Which I rolled a natural 20, so yeah, you can definitely make that. You can definitely basically delete it from the database so that it's now a, if anyone goes looking for her, they won't find it, but someone may notice and re-upload it at some point. But
It's at least a temporary solution.
yeah,
And you should definitely do it before they revoke this dead Centurion's credentials.
Maybe something H can mention. I don't know if you want to do the whole thing.
Yeah, no, we should do that. We should do that thing.
Okay. Is that how to take it up? Jimmy, I had a thought.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I was
I
wondering
mean,
if I'd be able to delete your file off of the wanted thing, so that we don't have to worry about people coming after you. At
That's
least for a while.
that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, hand me the pad. Do I have to roll, or can I just do it?
no, you can just do it.
It's just a cross in the top
Yeah,
corner.
big red button. Are you sure you want to add this to trash?
Yes.
Space trash.
Apologies, we just need to make sure you're not a robot. Click the box. Pick 4 pictures with
Click the
fire
box, find all the
hydrants.
lampposts.
Yeah. It's like, what is a fire hydrant? Oh, it's the
I said-
future.
Oh
No.
no!
I am a
Yeah.
robot.
There are no fire hydrants on Pazuzu.
Demi will point out the fire hydrants.
Because it's lore pictures. Are they all like silver and gold or silver and
Silver
black
and
fire
black.
hydrants
Yeah,
or
fuck
something? Yeah.
Yeah, when you go there, it just looks like you're in a noir film. Like,
Fuck, yes.
but everyone has Russian accent. Oh man, I want to live this place. It sounds dope.
That's a setting.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Space Campaign 2. The lawyers.
I think that should be it. That was surprisingly easy, given that this was a highly secured datapad.
Well, I mean, it was a highly secure data pad, but you cracked it.
That's what I do.
Thanks, H.
Anytime. She's like about to leave, and then she's like, "What was being a soldier like?"
It was okay whenever I was all right with people telling me what to do and me not having a choice.
That sounds terribly familiar.
It got harder as it went on.
Where I come from, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before. Women are trapped in a very specific box. We are the leaders. We are the queens, the high princesses, whatever. We're the diplomats. We handle face-to-face confrontation. We don't deal in arms and armament. That's what the men are for. So, I always thought that was unfair, because I'd never felt that that was where I belonged, in a throne, or in a diplomat's chair. I never felt particularly like a soldier either, but to hear you live that life that a lot of Pazuzans can't live, it inspired me. And hearing
Well,
that... So carry on.
not to burst your bubble or nothing there, H. Not a whole lot of choice when it comes to being part of the High Tribunal sometimes.
But you've broken away from that. In the same
It
way that I broke away from my family. My whole planet.
cost me everything. Sometimes I wonder if it was worth it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
You can go back, though, can't you?
I could. But why would I do that? I'm able to be whoever I want out here.
I still haven't quite figured out who I'm supposed to be wanting to be.
Maybe that's something you can build along the way. There's no need to know who you are immediately.
Thanks, H.
I try my best. I've got a lot of respect for you, Demi.
Appreciate it. Not sure if I'm worthy of it, but appreciate it nonetheless. Um, the fancy decoder thing we got for the ship. I heard y'all talking about it.
The universal translator, the one we gave to Penfold. Or the
No,
one that's on it.
the signal decoder that makes our ship look like somebody else's.
Do we have that yet, or was that just a thought that was being bandied about?
Pretty sure we got it.
That's one of the ones I think we have, along with the anti-hacking module, because we got loads of secrets on board and wanted to hide them.
Sure. Yes, along with the anti-hacking module.
Does that include like secure transmission type things? Like, could it scramble something up? Some can't be traced to where it came from?
Yes.
I can look into it for you. Something's telling me that probably yes.
That's one of the sort of big key features.
I would assume so. Yes.
Could you look into it for me?
Of course. You're not planning on doing anything stupid, are you? She says it with a smile.
Nah. I'll talk to the captain first.
Thank you. I don't know if I can deal with any more tension on this ship.
Sorry about that.
It's not your fault.
Sorta is, but thank you for saying.
I'll look into the decoder for you. Is there anything else I can do?
Nah, I'm good.
If you ever need me, you know where to find me.
Thanks, H.
She nods and heads out.
All right. And so, as the Osiris Gypsy like takes to the sky and begins kind of heading out, leaving Zuva and all that mess behind it. Just very quickly, if everyone could give me a sort of rundown of what they're up to.
Oh, trying to connect in with whatever loop. I can't remember what it was, which one this one was called.
Into
but
Asset Highway, this one is.
that one. You said it was about 2 days on that, and then we break off, and then 2 days
Yeah.
into space
So
towards
you-
Greenberg.
Yeah, you can get there very quickly from Zuva, or, I mean, Zuva's on it. So you're pretty much, like, once you sort of get into the right lane, there's, you know, maybe an hour of waiting, and then, boom, you are flying at insane speed, but the sort of environment inside the ship is remained relatively untouched. Thanks to their stabilizers and, you know, all manner of very, very high-tech equipment that sort of runs these things.
Is that first hour wait like basically like the loading traffic jam as all these different ships are
Yeah,
trying to
it's
get
like getting on
onto
a
the...
ferry, kind of. Like just, you know, ship on ship on ship, one by one, being sent off on the highway.
So, like, out of 100% chill, when we get into a gridlock situation Orson goes down to about 97% chill. Like, there is
Whoa.
there is like a serious deterioration in his
There is
chill.
one bead of sweat.
Yeah, he's still the coolest cat on board, but he really, really despises traffic jams. So he's gonna leave and do something calming, like plays guitar or something in his room. the space guitar.
No, Orson wouldn't play that. He'd play Happy
I
Shit.
was thinking. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
He probably walks to his room, gets it, starts playing it, walks back through the ship playing it, and then like just bums around the cockpit
There's a
or
shitload of
the
space
galley or
rats
something.
following him.
It's just Penfold
Yeah,
and like a line of lolly wrappers.
yeah. You'd actually, if space rats were a thing, they wouldn't be a thing for much longer around Penfold.
Sure.
Yeah. So the waiting is generally not too bad. Like, no one polices particularly. Like they'll drive past, they'll fly past like up and down the lines, but you have been in this countless times before. It's not really anything you particularly be worried about. It might be unpleasant considering the situation that you're in, but definitely nothing out of the ordinary. And it's not long before you guys finally get to the front of the queue and like make the jump into the highway, and you're sent off on your way. The highway is a pretty strange place to be. A lot of people get sick traveling it, and so I will take Constitution saving throws from everyone, please. Though I will say Orson, Kira, and anyone else who thinks they will have spent a lot of time traveling, they can have advantage.
Hey, I nat 20'd. Woo!
Yay.
I'm gonna assume no for
Yeah, probably not for you.
Demi.
16.
Oh shit, that just fell off the desk.
Yeah,
Even with
16 is good enough.
advantage, I got a 14.
I
So
love
that-
I love these dice. They are so pretty. Some of my favorite from the Kraken dice, but they hate me today.
What were we adding? Sorry.
Con. That's a 10.
That is 24.
Okay, everyone passed.
Oh, cool. Okay.
10
I was
is a
real worried
DC.
about that 10.
Yeah.
I was real worried.
Yeah,
Getting off these dice now.
maybe Orson and Demi don't feel fantastic. Maybe you get a little bit of a headache, but yeah, it's quite all right. And yeah, you kind of begin your travels finally out of the station again. You can see like up ahead of you, there's this like very very expensive looking stealth ship. Looks like a Shadring Belfort from your keen eye. Very like sleek black and blue. Looks it's one of those cars or one of those ships where it wants you to know that the person who owns this is both rich and has style. But it's definitely designed for stealth flying. You think that thing is fast, but everything pretty much travels the same speed on the Intrasset Highway, so you're stuck behind it for a while. So you have 2 days. What would you like to do?
I would like to have a gander at the module, as I said I would.
Yeah, for sure. Give me that systems check.
Oh, that's not great. 14.
Yeah. So one of the functions of it is that it can perform like encrypted long distance messaging, and so yeah, you're pretty confident.
Mhm.
Jimmy would be able to send a message. It's text only, obviously.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a thing you can do for sure.
do I learn with that role? Do I learn any of its other features, or is that kind of the only thing? Because that is
Yeah,
what I was
so-
looking for. What I found.
Well, let's look. So there's the anti-hacking module.
Mhm.
That has basically two main components. The first is it pretty much flat out stops your systems from being hackable, taken control of by ranged like machinery, like encrypts everything, and it anyone trying to hack into your ship's anything will have disadvantage, and it's DC 18 from now on. And then also it has some anti-EMP provisions. Basically, your ship will have, or you will have advantage on the check to not get knocked out with an EMP. So that's what that one does. And what's the other one you wanted to look at?
Yeah, but I forgot what it was called. System
signal
decoder.
one?
Signal decoder.
Signal decoder.
decoder.
Yeah. Let me just find where that is to remind myself. Signal recorder is what it's called in the
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. So that basically, as far as you know, will allow you to change your ship, like on anyone's radar or scanning or anything like that. You can change the number of crew. You can change where the ship has apparently come from. You can change what the make and model. Pretty much any aspect of your ship that people would be able to pick up on scanners, you can put that in. It's got a very easy to use system, so anyone can pretty much go in and decide.
It's
Is
like a
that
drag and drop.
strictly legal?
Semi-legal.
Semi-legal?
Did we discuss this when we got it?
Probably.
It's
I just wanted to bring
know.
that up. Just to ask Rob, see what information could be gleaned.
If you got stopped by the police and they had one, they might, and you had one,
It's like getting
it-
caught with a radar detector.
yeah, they might
Is
be
it-
like, come on, let's. They might confiscate it, but you don't think you go to jail or anything.
Does it happen to look like a drinks dispenser or something? And is it disguised?
It's just a very small, kind of USB sized module that sticks in.
Okay.
But if you're up close, it's pretty clear what's going on.
It says signal decoder in big red letters.
Damn it.
Okay, I will give that information to Demi.
Thank you.
Can I put my mods on my guns?
Yeah.
And what I got a scope and silencer.
Yes.
Silencer obviously does
Yep.
what a silencer does.
Yep.
What are the benefits of having this scope?
Let me have a look. What weapon are you putting it on?
A laser pistol.
Laser pistol. Is it a laser pistol or a hand cannon you have?
I have a laser pistol.
Okay, the laser pistol will increase in range from 40 to 20. And you can now use your bonus
20.
action. Oh, sorry. I said that wrong.
Yeah.
The range is 30 to 60. It goes to 40 to 80, not 20.
Okay.
So, and then the second part of that is you can use your bonus action to make to aim, and you have advantage on your attack roll.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, hey, that will give you sneak attack.
Uh-huh.
Woo.
Oh fuck.
Awesome. Hey,
Dope.
Uh, Demi is gonna go talk to Kira at some point when her door is not locked.
It was only locked to keep the doc out.
Okay. But yeah, this time she's gonna make sure Kira is alone.
Enter.
Afternoon, ma'am. I'm deciding it's afternoon. Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Wow, that's really formal.
Kind of have. Not sure if it's like the smartest thing I could be thinking about doing. So I wanted to. I know you don't seem to trust me none. Lately, but
Not
I
about
wanted to send I wanted to send a message to someone with the new fancy stuff that we got on the ship. H tells me it'd be possible to do so without kicking up the mud.
I'm guessing the reason that you're here is because it's somebody back in, well, your former affiliates.
Ma'am. Yes, that would be the case. And I'm not sure if it's the smartest thing to do.
Sit down.
Maybe it's just Demi will sit uncomfortably.
You want a drink?
Please. That'd be lovely.
Kira will pour 2 whiskeys. Now, you are either the worst spy I have ever met in my entire life, or there is something going on here that you're not telling me.
Well, I'm not a spy.
Which is exactly what a spy would say. Kira kind of grin.
Demi will a little surprise a laugh out of Demi. Well, I promise that that sort of clandestine activity was not in my repertoire. I don't know if you've met me none, but
Subtle isn't your calling card.
ma'am.
Listen, I don't know who you were before, and I don't know what your past was. And honestly, you could have brought a whole world of hurt down on us at a time when we can't afford to have that brought down on us. All right?
I know, ma'am. I almost didn't come back for that reason. But I figured y'all would wonder what happened.
Yeah, we would have wondered at least for a few hours. Then we would have replaced you, I'm sure.
That's mighty generous of you, ma'am. I would have given myself 30 minutes. She says with a grin.
Listen, like I said, I don't know what's going on here right now. I don't know what the hell those documents are. And they're dropped in our lap. And next thing I know, you've got some secret past that you're hiding from me.
We all got bits of ourselves that we're keeping at arm's length. I don't think I'm alone in that, ma'am. But
Yeah.
honestly, I brought it up because y'all seemed like you were looking for something. You looked like you were looking for an answer, and I thought I was providing one. Had I known that you guys were just going to shoot it down and then turn around and think I was a spy, I wouldn't have brought it up at all because it sounded like y'all wanted to stick it to Estron, so I was trying to help you do that.
I just want to make the most money I can possibly make.
Laura's not really known for her generosity, I suppose. But
All right.
it sounded like y'all were looking for a solution. I was trying to offer one. Like I said, had I known how it would have been received or the distrust that it would have brought up with you, ma'am, I would have kept it to myself. It's not exactly something I like bringing up, but now that it's been brought up, I'm finding that I'm having a hard time shoving it back down in that box where I had it.
Listen, I know how this next question is going to sound. But is there any chance? Now, I understand it won't be on your part, but is there any chance that these two things are connected in any way?
The kid with the light and lore?
Your I don't know, your whoever showing up.
Uh, according to them fellas, before things got hairy, it sounded like they were in for trying to make peace with Estron. So hopefully this don't put no wrench in that.
You doesn't matter. They weren't hunting you on Zuva?
No, ma'am. It was just, one of those things. They spotted me, thought I looked familiar, and found me in that database. That's all it was. As far as I know. I don't know if they told anyone that they saw me, but
What the hell did you do that people would recognize your face?
I was a sniper, ma'am.
Well, I mean, you're a good shot, so I mean, that tracks.
I was the kind of sniper that they send in whenever they don't want no other soldiers around.
Okay. Doesn't do a lot of not much on the explanation for why.
Uh, they didn't like that high-ranking assassin told them no, I suppose, ma'am.
So they passed your wanted poster around, making sure everybody knew who you were.
They don't take kindly to deserters, none.
Fine. I don't need to know the details. Um. So they weren't hunting you,
As far as I can reckon. No,
and they were there for some peace mission.
supposedly, ma'am.
Well, all right. This message you want to send. Who are you contacting?
That would be the, she kind of like looks away for a second. Uh, one person who either might welcome me the most or hate me the most, if I'm honest.
That is one hell of a gamble.
It is, ma'am. It's just I wanted to see which way that led.
Okay. And what is the benefit of this communication? Just hi, how
Pure,
you doing? Haven't seen you in a while.
purely personal, ma'am. I ain't angling to try and. I ain't gonna even mention none of this ESB stuff. I just testing the waters.
I would hope not. I made my thoughts on that matter very clear.
You did, ma'am. There's more I'm wanting to ascertain for myself if that wanted poster might go away someday.
Kiro kind of like narrow her eyes. All right.
Be nice to be able to walk around without target on my back. I ain't looking to make any deals.
Honestly, I don't think you have a deal to make,
I don't.
which is the only reason you're still on my ship.
Kira Demi kind of shifts uncomfortably, and she's gonna. Yeah, maybe I'm not finding the ship as. I don't know, ma'am.
What? You're not taking to ship life?
You've been real prickly lately, ma'am. I don't know what's caused it. I mean, it could just be the stress of everything that's going around, but your solution to stress is to make everyone start stepping in line. And I put my goose stepping days behind me, ma'am, if you don't mind me saying. I need to be allowed to have opinions without getting it slapped in my face.
You can have opinions. I don't care about whether or not you have opinions. But there are going to be times when your opinion matters shit all compared to mine.
As you say, ma'am. You see, like, a muscle, like, twitch in her jaw. Because this is exactly what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Listen, here's here's a here's how it's gonna. Here's the truth, all right? I've got to worry about whether or not I can keep you guys paid. Now I've got to worry about how well I can keep you guys safe. I've got I don't know what over there in my safe.
If it makes you feel any better, ma'am, I ain't gonna start snarling and hollering like a starved dog if I'm not getting paid for a little while. Because honestly, a ship like this, crew as small as it is, you do what you gotta do to get through to the next thing. And if you sit there and you fuss about pay and this, that, and the other, instead of pulling your weight and doing your share to get through hard times to the next, it's not the place to be. I ain't that kind of person, and I would appreciate it if I'm not being treated like a chained dog.
I've heard that all before. Don't worry, Captain. We understand. Times are tough, Captain. We understand. We gotta lay low for a little bit. We get it. You know what that got me? Face down in the dirt with a hole in my back. Gotta keep you fed.
If that had happened whenever I was around ma'am people who done it, be looking like that bartender back on. What was his name?
Ben.
Sven,
Yeah.
yeah. Well remembered.
Sven.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That ain't the kind of shit I plan on playing ever.
Well, I think
And all I gotta say is that was your old crew. That is what happened before, but you're turning into the kind of captain that happens to on the regular because you start treating people like they don't got no choice, and they start fighting against it.
what
That's
choice
why
do
I
you
left.
want? What do you want?
You just stop acting like everyone's against you. For one, stop acting like the only solution to any problem whenever things get a little hairy is to start following you behind like a little mama duck. I ain't looking for a steady paycheck. I'm looking for a place to call. I'm looking for a port to call home. And this ain't feeling very homely. That's all I'm saying, ma'am.
I have absolutely no idea how to go about giving you that.
I guess that's something to think on then.
Yeah. Listen. Let me think about the message, okay? It's not no. All right.
All right.
I just need to make sure that this can happen in a way that it's not going to come back to bite us in the ass. I'm going to talk to H.
Yes, ma'am.
All right?
Demi will nod. That's all I wanted, ma'am.
Are you all right? I heard you were injured.
Physically, yeah. This is just all stirred up some stuff.
You were preaching to the choir. You ain't ever seen anything like this with a kid with a light, right?
Has Demi ever seen anything like this?
Make a history check.
Do I have advantage because it's lore history?
It's not law history, so no.
Oh, let's see. That's what I thought. Demi or Kira was asking. Ooh, 17?
Oh, well, like, she's asking about if there is law history, but it's not. Like, what they have is from the ESB, not law, so.
I think it was more, has lore come across anything like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
before,
yeah.
was the question.
But
Which is why I asked if I would have advantage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think that would warrant advantage.
17.
You've seen some experiments. You've definitely heard law talking, like people talking about, you know, new stuff that the ESB has, and they're trying to recreate it in order to keep up. But you've never heard specifics. But from what they were doing to people and the tests they were performing, this kind of sounds similar. But you don't know if they were ever successful in replicating what the.
Doesn't have anything to do with why she left.
That would be on you, really. So, if you think so, then yeah, and I'll give you a bit of extra lore in between sessions. But that's up to you.
Mm. there was rumors, but there's always rumors about what ESB was up to. Uh, and as always, in any kind of arms race, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
If they hear somebody has it, they
They
need to
want it.
have it. They want it, and they want twice as many.
How did you get out?
Sent on a mission that went hairy. Saw a chance to get out.
You didn't have help or anything?
No. Only person that would have helped me made it clear they didn't want to leave.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? Alright, well, I was hoping maybe you might know someone who might be a little sympathetic that we could drop this information to.
Part of why I don't want to, I'm not making the contact for that. But if it happened to become a thing, I would bring it up to you, ma'am. But
No,
like I
I just,
said, I don't know
mean,
how.
I mean, if you had help from a sympathetic outside group, is what I was kind of driving at there.
Oh, no, ma'am. No. Just they sent me out, slipped my leash.
All right, well, I will. I'll give a think about that message. All right.
That's
And
all I ask, ma'am.
now listen, not trying to tell you what to do, but next time we're in port, I would like for you to either go with someone else or something.
Confine myself.
No, I don't want it to be that.
Don't go out until it's been given an all clear. No Lorians and Doc.
Well, I mean, I guess, but maybe just take someone with you. Hell, if you want a drinking buddy, I'll go.
Yes, ma'am.
I've been drinking alone in this fucking room for too much. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't do that. Kira.
Thanks, Kira.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Well, dismissed. And she'll kind of wink at you.
Demi will get up and go with a chuckle.
That was a really good scene, you two. I like that very much.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
So, among all the rest of you, you got a couple days of free time with, nothing really to do. So, how would you be occupying yourselves?
Trying to corner the captain to give her a med check.
Probably towards the end, after she's in a little better mood, the door will be unlocked. You could knock if you want.
Knock, 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 knock.
Enter.
Oh yes, sir, captain.
Hey, Doc.
I got my clipboard with me. So you heard any sniffles?
No.
Oh, good. Feeling good otherwise? Yeah.
Feeling fantastic.
Okay, good, good, good. We'd hate to have, contract some disease, bring it on board, have everybody get sick and die.
That would be horrible.
It would. It would. Okay, okay. So, everything going good then?
Yep, everything's fantastic.
All right, here's Lolly. I'll toss you a lollipop.
Thanks. Doc.
Right before I leave. If we could do it before we leave station next time, would make me real happy.
Doc.
I could actually feel like I'm, doing job.
Yes. But I
Okay,
also
thank you.
believe.
All right, thank you.
All right, Doc. See you later. Good talk.
Good
Good
talk.
talk, Doc.
Demi will go back to spending time with Orson in the cockpit, trying to win back some of her previous salary. I'm
Not
probably
salary.
failing.
It's a share. Nobody
Or
gets a salary.
trying to win back some of her share from before, and probably failing spectacularly and losing some more of her own of this current batch.
Have a roll off if you fancy.
3 dice, 3 rounds, 3
Is it
d20s.
3d6? What are we doing?
Yeah,
Three-
I thought it was d20s last time.
was it? Yeah, that's
I
right.
can't
That's
remember,
right.
but
I think
3 d20s and
Yeah, sure.
see for 3 separate rounds.
Okay.
Uh,
Ooh. 16 on my first one.
ooh, draw.
Ooh. Ooh.
Presuming no modifiers, the pot is stacked.
I'm gonna get you, Orson. Shit. Second one's an 8.
I got an 18.
God damn it.
So he wins the stacked pot, and then on the last round,
Mother bitch.
what did you get?
4.
I rolled a 3, so I'm gonna put that down as a pity win for getting all that money in the
Okay, so-
first 2 rounds. So
Orson, you won 100 credits from the first 2, but gave back 50.
okay.
Nice.
All
Have you
right.
heard from Katrina? She all right?
She got back to me. I mean, when we were leaving, I haven't heard anything since. He looks up to the great voice in the sky. Presume she's not sent any
Yeah.
coded emergency messages of "I've been kidnapped by law."
No, nothing.
Okay, so just have to presume everything's okay.
I'm real sorry. I didn't mean to bring down nothing. I kind of feel like I do this hat in hand thing a bit too often for my tastes. I should probably do something about rectifying this.
Yeah, well, one day maybe we'll get back at whoever needs getting back at.
In this case, I'm not so sure if it's supposed to be me or I don't know. I don't know. It's complicated, I guess.
Well, he kind of just like reclines back in whatever chair he's in, and I mean, I don't know all your business. I'm sure there's someone out there you could pin it on, and he like gives you a smile.
If only.
He's kind of like, there's definitely a grin on his face. It's like, we can find someone.
Well, here's hoping.
And yeah, next time Ken invites you for dinner, you're hopefully not on any wanted lists.
Hope so. If not, I can, try out my new fancy jacket. Can't make myself all shadowy and sneaky like you, but make me sneaky enough.
You might actually make it through a fight.
I've made it through several. Orson Kane. It was just the once.
Yeah, but it was the big one, wasn't it? You didn't see the boom. Oh man.
Did you record it? Did H record it? I
You
guess I
know
should
what?
say.
I mean, the ship might have a camera. Ship has a camera?
H,
Rob?
roll a d20.
No, you got me doing it. 11.
Yeah, the ship's got a camera.
Okay.
The ship has 11 cameras.
In every
You know what?
bathroom.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no. It went
All
somewhere
11
bad.
bathrooms.
Yeah.
For some reason, we're a really small ship, but a lot of bathrooms.
Everyone
We've got
has an
more
ensuite.
And then there's 3 extra public ones for some reason.
Yeah. Guests.
You know what? I think the ship's got a cam. Might be able to go find it for you. He'll like. Then he'll realize that like there's probably a data pad somewhere closer than the cockpit, even if they're like right next to the cockpit anyway. And he'll like just like loosely kind of tap around for whatever data pad is like on the nearby table or something, and like put in some stuff and swipe. Yeah. Kept that one. And he'll like spin it around towards you. Should probably wipe those logs more often.
Probably. Demi will lean close so that they can watch the purple Nautirium 2 explosion.
Yeah.
Link it into the ship's speakers or something so you get the bass.
It rattles a little bit.
Mhm.
So next to the subwoofer, like a glass of water tips over.
Oh, I think we still got some of that stuff kicking around. Might come in handy.
Oh, we should really make sure that that's okay. I didn't know we had any left.
I think there might be a little bit in the snuggle compartment. I think it's fine. Henry waves his hand.
Okay.
You got any issues with Greenbank I should know about?
As far as I know, no.
Hey, I'll keep an eye out. I have no idea what's going on there, but I figure there's gonna be some sort of complication without anyone else's complications being added on top. And that's not like accusatory to you. He's just kind of like vaguely waving his hands. Like,
Seems like it's always something. But no, the Syrian colonies is as far up north as I've ever been on the Estron highway thing on this loop.
traveled it a little bit. I can't remember rightly if me and the captain we not got too deep into Greenbank, but
Never
cut
had
across
a
quite a lot of space.
never had a whole lot of reason to be up with all them sciencey folks.
He kind of like rubs his face for a moment. Don't think so.
She was saying more for herself.
Sure. But
Yeah.
he answered as if he was thinking about it too. Don't think so. Ship's always run. Always we got mechanics lined up. Not had no need for no high science.
Good old fashioned stuff only here, right? Don't need of the fancy experimental things they got going on.
That just seems like bad news to me. You just need whatever you need to keep a ship flying. And heat up a pan, and you're about good. In my humble opinion, anyway.
I will say that this ship has the best grub of any that I've been on. So compliments to the chef.
He does like one of those little mock bow kind of things. You been on many?
Here or there before I finally settled down with H.
Oh, I'm sure she's used to better.
I'm sure she is, but she doesn't turn up her nose at anything. It's the nice thing about her.
Yeah, I noticed that. You see him kind of like with the vid screen thing, you know, it's long over, but he just like types in like Pazuzu specialties or something, specialty cooking or something. I don't know if there's something that the birds go crazy for.
The
Escargot.
primary thing is, oh, what did I name it? Oh,
Seeds.
I think it's called bok or something. It's like a massive cow, but they have a really thick hide. So it would be hard for a human to eat, but because the Pazuzans have the really sharp teeth, they can easily tear through it. I think it was a bok.
Waka.
Give me a minute and I'll look it up.
So he kind of like his eyes kind of like the eyebrow goes up or something, seeing this like hench cow or whatever, armored cow, and kind of like just like tilts the screen towards Demi. Jeez,
What the
that's
hell is that thing?
It was a bak,
lunch.
for the record. BAK.
Lunch apparently.
Well, that
Don't
explains
know.
her sharp teeth, I guess.
Yeah, growing up eating that. Maybe we can get some. The Syrian colony's not too far from Pazuzu, right? Was it part of that
Pazuzu's
or?
in.
Yeah, they're in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like it's not one big like Pazuzu empire, right? They're just one of the planets in
Yeah,
the
they're just
Syrian
one
colony.
planet.
So Burke might actually be around there. Like, um,
You could swing. You could swing around and get it without going out of your way too badly.
well,
Well, like,
we're heading there
chickens are
for the
better,
pizza,
and she
aren't we?
literally ate raw fish.
yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the point. You're not going. I mean, what I meant was like, you're not going to Pazuzu.
No,
But you
I would
may
have
be able
just
to.
imagined that maybe because they're like,
It'll
you
be
know,
an
all high and
import
mighty, that
somewhere.
it like, yeah, had been imported. Like, there's fillet steaks of buck like going around the Syrian colonies, maybe
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. For
an
sure.
export. Have to bear that in mind when we go pick up that tea set. Oh yeah, and he like he's taking it kind of on himself, like almost because this girl was like real concerned about this. He just says like, no shaking, no like moving, shaking, shooting around that tea set. Someone's like liver, spleen, kidney. It's like on the line. You got to guard that when we find it.
Can do.
Good.
Wouldn't want poor girl's spleen to go awry because we cracked a tea set. Oh no, I dropped my data.
That's what I'm talking about. No dropping the tea set
I'm
when we get
sorry.
it.
I didn't. I've had too much of whiskey today. Christ.
With you mentioning that, like Orson like pulls out another bottle that they have like out from behind a sofa cushion or something. Just like they're everywhere.
This is why I never win at cards because I get drunk and you're the same drunk as you are sober. I'll figure out your tail one of these days.
Good luck. Good luck. And he kind of like taps on the nose and He'll like pick up his winnings and have the bottle in his other hand and go. Hope you find whoever you're looking for. Then we can blame him together, or blame them together.
Yeah, there's like a brief like little moment where she's kind of like, "What?" And then because she's been thinking about reaching out to whatever, and then she's kind of like, "How does he know?" And then, "Oh wait, yeah, okay, I get it." Yeah, so there's like a brief like little moment of
Hmm.
how did Orson know? Oh wait, that's what he meant, and like so like confusion and then relief, and then she just kind of it was yeah. Appreciate you having my back, Orson.
As long as you're on the gypsy, then I've got everyone's back.
Ain't no
Uh,
other place I want to be right now.
she likes to hear that, and he'll like tap on like the archway or something heading towards the cockpit. Have a good night.
You too, Orson.
And yes, he's going to go like sit in the cockpit, semi-drunk or whatever, with a bottle in hand again, and just watch all the. I don't know. Is it like Starfield streaming
Yeah,
by or something?
it's very like hyperspace and Star Wars, like just a sort of light show blur type dealio.
I did that because I noticed it's after midnight and you probably want to go to bed. So
Yeah, I'll be heading off pretty soon. So unless anyone has any other things they would like to do this evening, we'll call the session there. We'll,
Kira will give Demi her permission to go ahead and make that message. But that'll be it.
Should I do that now or should I do that next session?
let's do it next session, just because
Okay.
that means I can get away on time and you have time to think about what you're gonna say.
Ah, thank you.
Okay. Well, uh,